Hi guys, good morning from MSC World Europa. Now this is one of the newest cruise ships from MSC and I'm on board for 21 nights as part of spending the rest of this year, so 9 months, cruising the world on ships as a passenger, which is very exciting. Now today we're docked at Sir Bani Yas Island, which is pretty close to Abu Dhabi, and you'll probably visit here if you come on like an Emirates cruise, where typically it'll go to Dubai, it'll go to Abu Dhabi, it'll probably go to Doha, and then it'll also come to Sir Bani Yas. Now we are docking here before beginning the transition and the travel over to Europe. So our next port of call after today is Oman, which I'm really excited for because I just have no idea what that's going to look like. Now, Sir Bani Yas Island, I've never been to before, but you'll probably notice my eyes keep going over there, and that's because I'm in an inside cabin and the TV is over there with the bridge camera on, and this place, honestly, it looks like paradise. It looks very different to the Caribbean, but it looks almost like a sort of private island type vibe. There's what looks like a long strip of beach. So I'm hoping, to be honest, today I'm really hoping to have a beach day and just chill, because since I got to Dubai about a week ago, I feel as though I haven't really sat down, because Dubai is a city where, yeah, if you've only got 2 or 3 nights, you're going to have to keep moving or you're not going to see anything. So yeah, I need, I think, a little bit of R&R today. Now, over the last 48 hours, I have had a bit of trouble with my cabin on this ship. I say 48 hours, but yeah, over the last probably 12 hours, it's been particularly eventful. Now, when I got on the ship, or before even getting on, when I booked this cruise with my travel agent, we looked at the deck plan very specifically, and I remember saying to her, okay, I need a room that's surrounded by cabins and, yeah, trying to avoid everything that creates noise, because one thing about me is that I hate just noise when I'm trying to sleep. I hate being near a main road. I hate anything like that. So on a ship, I just need to be somewhere quiet, somewhere secluded that I can just chill out and get my head down. Now, what we chose as an ideal cabin was up on deck 19. So basically, on this ship at the front, you've got the yacht club, which is like the private suite area, and they are all balcony cabins that wrap around on deck 19. And in the middle, you've got this strip of inside cabins. Now, they're not part of Yacht Club, they are just part of the normal ship that you access down a middle central corridor. Now, that all sounds great until you actually think what's above it. So, on the deck plan, there was the Yacht Club restaurant on deck 20, right at the very front of the ship. So, I naively thought if it didn't say anything on the deck plan, that must mean there's nothing there. So, it will be it will be absolutely fine. Little did I know that was actually the Yacht Club galley that supplies that kitchen, and it also supplies room service to the whole of Yacht Club. Now, what that meant was that all night, I kid you not, all night, there was machines operating upstairs, there was what sounded like dishwashers at points, there was, I mean, they must get through some amount of plates up there, because, yeah, they're not being handled lightly at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can tell you that much. So yeah, after 2 hours of sleeping with earplugs in, I gave up and requested to move rooms. So I was then moved down to deck 18. So basically one deck down, and on the deck plan, this cabin I'm in now is basically exactly where the last one was, just one deck below, which in theory should be so much better. I got room service this morning, which I'll talk to you about shortly. But I opened the door this morning and the housekeeper was there, and she said, "Oh my goodness, you moved cabin because of the noise." Uh-huh. Where were you? Deck 19. And they moved you to here? Yes. To which she said, "I'm very surprised at that, because this cabin is going to be a nightmare." So it turns out this cabin is directly beside what I just thought. The door says crew only. And when I said to the person that showed me this room, what's in that door, he said, "Oh, it's just a corridor, it's okay." Little did I know, that corridor appears to be, or that door to the corridor, appears to be the main route for the crew to get from the top of the ship back down to the bottom of the ship. So, yeah, I didn't notice it last night, but by the time I got into this room, it was about 1:30 this morning, so it was late, which, yeah, I'd probably imagine that a lot of the crew would have already been in bed, ready to work this morning. I did notice there was a heck of a lot of noise this morning and I had no idea where it was coming from, so it must be that. So watch this space. Hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue. If it is, I think I've got 18 earplugs left from a packet of 20, so I'm hoping that I don't have to come on a holiday like this and sleep with earplugs in every night, but yeah, I will update you as we go. I'm also going to put a video together at some point on if you're cruising specifically on this ship, what cabins should you avoid and which cabins are better, because for such a big ship, there are cabins on here that I'm just really surprised that there's a cabin where it is. I mean, if this one materialises to be as bad as the housekeeper suggested it might be, then really this shouldn't be a room. This should be something else. But yeah, to have it as a full paying room, yeah, seems a little bit absurd. However, back to today. Now, my plan for today, as I think I mentioned earlier, is to get off this ship and get out onto those beaches and chill out. Now, Sir Bani Yas, I think, is going to be a little bit like a Caribbean private island. I will take you with me. I'll give you a quick tour of the island before settling myself down into my sun lounger, because I can't promise that if I lie down I'll ever get back up again. So yeah, let's get out of the room, let's head up to the top deck for a look, and then I guess I'll probably speak to you guys next when we get off the ship. Cool. See you shortly, guys. Okay, so now up on the top deck, and we've actually got MSC Opera beside us, which I think it says it all when you come to a new port and you're more excited about looking at another ship than you are actually seeing where you are. So yeah, that's me on a plate for you. But anyway, today up here, as you can probably see behind me, turns out Sir Bani Yas Island is the perfect port if you want to have a quiet ship day. Apparently there's 5,500 people on the ship this week. But up here, you would never think this was running at anything more than 30 or 40% max. It is so quiet, and yeah, there's just so much room absolutely everywhere. Anyway, for me today, the island is just over there. I'll pop some video on now for you, but we are going to head off of the ship, actually get some cool shots with Opera and World Europa beside each other, because it is so funny how different they are in size. Opera is tiny in comparison. But yeah, after that we'll get down and explore Sir Bani Yas Island. Okay, so now on the pier, and this is so similar to a Caribbean private island where basically you dock back there, so you've got the two ships here, it's a long sort of promenade boardwalk to get in, and then you've got all the beaches on either side of this sort of platform, and yeah, everyone seems to be perfect time for a metal trolley to go past. I'm hoping that you can still hear me. Everyone seems to be very chilled. There's quite a lot of people actually heading back to the ship, which would suggest that either there isn't too much food here or maybe the food's better on the ship. I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, I did mention I was going to speak about room service breakfast. Now, one thing that I absolutely love doing, I usually do it on like if I'm getting off the ship in a port and I just want to be up and out, I'll quite often just order room service to the room. Now, how that works with MSC is that you can book a number of different packages on their ships. So you can book like Aurea, Fantastica, Bella, and it's just basically what grade of cabin you're booking. Now, if you book a Bella package, which is their most basic offering, then you will have to pay, I think it's something like €3.50 to get that room service delivered. But for everyone else on board, it's totally free of charge. Quite a lot of people think that if you get breakfast in bed, you obviously have to pay for it, but that's not the case, so definitely don't miss out. But yeah, look, I am coming to the end of the walk now, so I'm going to sign out, and I will see you guys over there on the beach. Okay, beach time done for now. I think there's only so long that I can actually sit in that sun for, because it's just so hot. It's more than 30 degrees today, which coming from the UK last week, it was obviously nothing like that. So I feel as though I am boiling alive. Yeah, and that's no exaggeration. Now, this island is really impressive actually. So the road here that's behind me at the moment, you can take that. You might even see a couple of buggies going up over the next few minutes, but that will take you if you want to go on like a wildlife safari. They have a pile, I mean, I say a pile of animals. I think they've got like giraffes, they've got antelopes, they've got cheetahs and things, but I've decided not to do that. I've actually decided not to do that because, to be honest, I never really enjoy a zoo all that much, and yeah, I think this feels a little bit like a tourist trap. I remember going to Mexico and they had like dolphins and flamingos and things at the port, and yeah, it just felt really uncomfortable. So I actually just, I don't want to encourage it. Let me know in the comments, so if you've been here and you actually think that nature reserve is pretty good, then yeah, let me know, and who knows, I'll maybe just have to come back and sample it. But yeah, I am going to go and grab food at the buffet and then go for a walk. You can maybe see over there, there's like a sand bank that takes you from here over to that other part of the island. So after I have eaten in the tents on my other side, I will head over there just to go for a walk, so I'll show you what that looks like. Now, interestingly, and actually I think this is excellent, food at Sir Bani Yas is all included from what I can see. Opera is also here, as you know, and there's two separate buffets, so they're not even running it off one buffet. You can go to one tent for the World Europa buffet, or the other tent, which is actually way back there, you can kind of see it now, for the other ship. So it seems to be really, really well run, considering this isn't owned by MSC, this is owned by Abu Dhabi, and it's just that we've docked for the day and we just sort of set up camp, if you like. So yeah, really, really impressed so far. Let's go for lunch and then head for a walk and yeah, see where the afternoon takes us. Okay, do you know what? See, considering someone's had to heave, some poor soul has had to heave all of that food from the ship this morning over into those tents for lunch. That was really good. Like, you can go in there, it's all included. You can get hot dogs, you can get burgers, you can get chips, You can get salad, like there's actually loads available. They're basically doing like an open barbecue, so you can just go in and help yourself. So there was a queue, yes, granted, but of course there's going to be. There's 5,000 people on that ship. You're never going to just walk up and get served straight away. The other thing that I would say is that you can get water in there, and it's cold water, which in a climate like this, you absolutely need to know where you're getting water from. Yeah, fine, you can go to the bar, but, well, actually, the bar will charge you, so you'll be buying bottles of water there, whereas in the marquee, they're coming out of those big, like, water cooler tank things, I'm not sure what you call them. So, really good. Get in there, you'll save yourself a few pounds, and yeah, well, you'll maybe put a few pounds on in the process if you're eating while you're there. But yeah, plan for me now. So I'm heading over to that sandbank area that I spoke to you about earlier. So you can see that over there. So we're going to take a walk and see what's on the other side. This might be one where we go over. The tide comes in and we get stuck. However, I guess it'll be fun to experience. So yeah, over we go. Right, this update is coming to you approximately 10 seconds after finishing the last one. So from over there, this looked like a sandbank because of the amount of people that were crossing it. But I think everyone is just doing that horrendously tourist thing where you see a bit of sand over there. You've got plenty of sand over here, plenty of beach over here. There's so much room. But one person's obviously thought this morning, oh, I know, let's cross that and see what's on the other side. And now everybody has just started following. But as you can see, there is not a sandbank here at all, and everyone is wading. Some of them, as you get further over, are actually up to their waist. So, yeah, I don't think I am going to try and tackle this because I really don't think there's that much of a gain to be had here. All I have done, I have literally managed to get over this bit here, and I've now realised that it's just not worth the effort. So I think it's probably going to be back to the beach for me. Okay, so do you know, lying there today, I actually now feel like I've been away for years. I feel so chilled out. I actually feel like weirdly chilled out, considering it's just the middle of the afternoon. But yeah, back we go, back onto the ship. So it's 3 o'clock at the moment. I'm going to try and squeeze in a run actually. So it's quite nice here. Although it's hot, it's actually really windy right now. So it should be quite nice. The way this little island is built, you just come off the ship and then you run in one direction and then in the other direction, and then that's pretty much it. So yeah, we'll head back now and then I'll probably go to the buffet because I'm eating dinner quite late tonight. So I'll head up to the buffet at 5 o'clock and that'll do me because dinner won't be until about 9. So let's head back. We've still got the 2 ships behind us at the moment. Not actually sure what time Opera leaves, but I'd quite like to be up there for sailaway tonight. I do wonder if we're going to get followed the whole way to Europe here. I just don't know what itinerary she's doing. She might break off at some point, but presumably she's going to come with us for a little bit longer. But yeah, sailaway tonight should be quite good if there's another ship here rather than just like leaving a beach alone, do you know, so I'll take you up there. But yeah, for now, although I'm trying to put it off, back we go to go for a run. Right, it's 34 degrees outside. I have just run 5 kilometres, which you can probably tell with the state of me. Now, I've ran with people before that have said, oh my goodness, it's so rewarding that when you do a run, you can have a bag of crisps and not feel guilty, or you can smoke a cigarette and not feel guilty. I refuse to believe there's anything better than finishing a run and then coming back to your, granted I'm on my bed, that would be absolute disgraceful, but to your room, I will move to the desk in a minute, to just devour 2 whole bits of pizza, because I feel as though I've just worked both of them off already, so that will do for a little pre-dinner treat. Opera sailed away while I was, well, in the process of coming back, so that was chaotic, trying to get to the top deck with my phone so that I could see that. But yeah, I will jump in the shower and hopefully be ready in the next 10-15 minutes to head up and watch us actually leave the port, and I'll take you up with us. Yeah, so that's us now left Sir Bani Yas Island. Sail-out conditions tonight were absolutely perfect. It was so calm, it was lovely and warm. Everyone was out to watch it, which was really nice. You can see the sun is going down at the moment, so we've probably only got about 15 minutes left with that, and then it'll be time to head in and get ready for the rest of the night. So my plan for tonight, I'll walk you through when we get back down to the cabin, because as you can probably tell, I didn't have time to change, nor did I have time to shower, despite the fact I thought I would, but I realised when I got off from you guys earlier, and by the time I maybe ate those 2 bits of pizza, I only had 10 minutes left, and there is no way I'm going to be able to shower and actually get ready within 10 minutes. So yeah, head back down and chill out, and I'll speak to you shortly back down in the cabin. Sail away done, and you know, that was absolutely perfect up there. If we could have sail away that looked like that from every single port, then yeah, there'd be no reason for anyone to not think about a cruise in the future, would there? So yeah, long may that continue for Oman, for Saudi Arabia, and then for the ports that we've got in Europe. And actually, can I just have that for every port for the rest of the year, please? That would be perfect. But look, this is going to be a mega quick one for you because I am late. Quite a few of you guys messaged me after my Virtuoso series to say, do you know, it's amazing how you leave everything to the last minute. So it's now 2 minutes to 9. My dinner reservation is at 9 PM, so I'm really going to have to shoot downstairs. What I will do after dinner is come back and sort of recap on Sir Bani Yas Island and also just recap on dinner. I'm hoping that dinner will be as good as it has been the other 2 nights because, yeah, I've been really, really impressed with the food on here, which which is funny because I've heard people in the past say that they leave an MSC cruise really hungry and they can't find anything to eat. So yeah, I am a little bit, well, I'm very much in disagreement with that, so hopefully that continues tonight. So yeah, look, let's head back down to the main dining room. Let's see what's on the menu tonight. I'll show you what I then order. And yeah, I'll catch up with you back in here in about, what, an hour or so? Brilliant, let's head down. Okay, so back after dinner, and we were going to talk about two things, weren't we? Number one was recapping on Sir Bani Yas, and then number two was just talking about tonight and dinner and stuff. So, general thoughts from today, Sir Bani Yas is probably my kind of stop. If you followed the channel for a while, you'll know that I hate coming on a cruise and then paying a lot of extra money for excursions because you dock, for example, nowhere near anything. Now, what I've heard about Coco Cay and what I've heard about a couple of other private islands that cruise lines own is that once you actually get there, it then costs a lot of extra money for using the water park, for buying drinks, like all of that. And what I would say with today is that the thing that's impressed me most is that actually, and it might sound really tight, it's not, it's not meant to sound tight, but today didn't cost me anything. Because you literally get off the ship onto the dock, you then walk down the dock to a beach, you then chill out on a lounger that you don't pay for. Yes, you can hire a cabana if you want, but the chairs, you don't pay for any of the loungers, and they're really, really comfy wooden loungers, which is really nice. Drinks are just the same as what you would pay on the ship, so you just bill them to your cruise card. All the food is included, so there wasn't actually any food on the island that you could buy, so everything was included, which I think probably the best thing for that is, yeah, fine, it's not a huge issue if it's only me travelling as a solo, but if I actually put myself in some of my friends' positions where they've maybe got like a family of 4 going, then suddenly, you know, if you're kind of attracted to like a type of food, suddenly you're buying 4 of them, whereas here, it's absolutely fine. Like if you want a hot dog, fine, it's included. If you want a burger, fine, it's included. I didn't actually see any desserts, but I'm assuming that's just because the ship was here. So obviously, if you wanted anything that wasn't available ashore, you could just pop back to the ship and get it here. Overall, really, really impressed. Now, I didn't do any of the paid excursions, as you know, so the safari, the paddleboarding, the kayaking, there's quite a lot that you could pick from. Generally speaking, I don't think I missed out. From what I could see, the majority of people seem to just have a beach day. And I think that's what I would also just chip in on, is that on a Middle Eastern cruise itinerary, there's not really a huge opportunity for beachy days. They are quite city heavy, so if you're docking in Dubai, if you're docking in Abu Dhabi, if you're docking in Doha, you're going to be exploring cities for them, and I actually can't think of anywhere else that you would go that would give you the opportunity to just chill out on the beach. Flip that on its head, and if I look at any of the Caribbean cruises I've done, I sometimes think that they're a little bit too beachy, and sometimes I am craving a city, which is why I quite like a cruise itinerary that goes to like Nassau in the Bahamas, for example, because when you go there are beaches, yeah, fine, but there's also a bit of kind of built up, maybe not city life, but there definitely is a good bit of built up life that you can go and explore. So yeah, if Sir Bani Yas is on your cruise itinerary, my advice to you is to really look forward to it. I have honestly had an absolute ball today, and the smallest world thing happened today, where my final cruise this year is going to be the QM2 back from New York, back into Southampton, which will essentially get me back home for a family Christmas, which I'm really looking forward to. And I was just on the beach and I said to this couple, oh, really awkward, but would you mind taking a picture? Would you mind taking a picture with the ship? And she said, oh yeah, no problem. And we were chatting away. And the minute I said QM2 when I was telling them my story, her husband was like, oh, so hang on a minute, when are you on it? And lo and behold, they're actually on the same cruise as me. So this is what, we're now in March. So this couple who are on my first cruise will also be on what's planned to be my final cruise of the year, which is, yeah, mad. And it sounds as though they've got 3 or 4 cruises in between. And then I've got a pile in between as well. So it's going to be amazing to catch up on the QM2 as we leave New York to see, I guess, how both sets of travel plans have actually ended up. So yeah, Sir Bani Yas, all good. Now the only other thing I was going to mention tonight was dinner, and quality again tonight, really, really good. And MSC gets such a mixed rap when it comes to food, and to be honest, I don't really get it in full. Like, I would love to see what the people who have got big gripes on MSC are seeing on other cruise lines, because genuinely I think their quality of food generally is there. Yes, it's different on the newer ships to the older ships, and that's something that they as a cruise line and as a business, they need to fix the consistency element. But if you're cruising on the mega ships, I really honestly don't think you've got anything to worry about with the food. Now, I had a slight issue, but it was more, there was something on my plate which shouldn't have been there. It all got, the guys down there were very good at handling it. It was basically like a little rubber thing that had fallen off of a part of the fridge that had ended up on my plate. So all round, very odd. However, they replaced it so quick, they were so apologetic, so genuinely nothing to worry about. I had veal, salmon and chocolate cake tonight. All of them really good, and I say I don't have any need to go to the buffet later, but I mean, let's be honest, let's not talk about that, because what I don't admit to you won't hurt you. Now, my plan tomorrow is I am going to one of the specialty restaurants on the ship. I won't tell you which one, but what I will say is that it's my absolute favourite. It's my favourite specialty restaurant from any ship that I've ever been on. So I'm already getting hungry thinking about it, so I can't wait to take you and properly show you it all. I also went to it on Virtuosa, if that maybe spoils it for some of you that watch that series. But look, for now, I'm aware that I've been rambling for a few minutes, so I'm going to shoot and head down to one of the shows tonight, and then, to be honest, get into bed and hopefully get a full night's sleep tonight, because, yeah, my cabin move in the middle of the night last night has made me a little bit laggy and a little bit tired tonight, if I'm perfectly honest with you, so I'm looking forward to turning in, really. But to all of you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that this vlog series is helping some of you, whether you maybe have a little bit of anxiety about travelling to the Middle East by cruise ship, or maybe you're planning to cruise here but you just don't know what to expect. Hopefully I can show you a little bit about what it's like. Granted, unfortunately, I'm going to get things wrong along the way, but hopefully it'll help some of you. But look, for now, let's turn off here, and I will speak to all of you in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. Good night, guys. Bye.